Hello there. What is going on, everyone? Today we're going to be building an Imperial Sloane fleet, and I'm going to be addressing a question that I've been asked is, can you do a Sloane fleet without running a lot of squadrons? And that, at first that sounds crazy, right? And I think what they're talking about is like a mid moderate amount of squadrons, because that's still viable. Or like, must you run Sloane at like 133, 134 points of squadron? So an attempt to build a mid-range Sloane fleet for you guys and kind of talk about it while we build it. So I'm using Ryan Kingston's fleet builder. I'll put a link to Ryan Kingston's fleet builder in the description below. And we're going to get started. Also, if you're new here, there's still time left to enter to win the $25 Amazon gift card giveaway. All you have to do is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. It's as simple as that. So I am going to start off with a Quasar because I want Sloane to be on a Quasar because she's awesome and that's where she's going to be. And the idea of this is, by not maxing squadrons, I'm freeing up a little bit more points for ships, and so I think there's, I think it's a viable idea, but I'm curious what you guys think, and maybe this is something that I'll run in my next AI battle report for Armada. But the idea here is that we're still going to run a lot of squadrons. We're still going to make good use of Sloane, so we're going to put Sloane on here now. One of the problems that I have run into with Sloane is that once, at a certain point, if you're able to get rid of all of their defense tokens, then her ability becomes a little bit weaker, and now those TIE fighters might not be doing, like if you just run a whole bunch, a max amount of just straight TIE fighters, at a certain point, her ability is not doing as much anymore. And so, like, I've had that happen. I mean, it's a good problem to have, don't get me wrong, but maybe there's a way to kind of come in between to where I can use some of those points for another ship that would be kind of shooty, right? So that's one of the reasons I'm going with the Quasar 1 instead of Quasar 2, is because I'm not going to go with that big, long red dice anti-squadron, but we are going to make this one a really good carrier, and to make sure that we can carry, I'm going to run Pursuant as the title. And Pursuant in this case is there just to protect against slicer tools or something to mess up my top dial. Maybe I get Cham Syndulla or something like that. I want to make sure I can guarantee I have a squadron command when I need it, and that's going to be good. And at a certain point, hopefully my squadrons will be in range, and I won't really need to be super crazy anymore. Now I am the blue die. I could die. I definitely could die. Sloane is not invincible on a Quasar because Quasars are not that great. So I want to stay kind of far away. And so one of the things I'm going to do when I stay kind of far away is I'm going to run boosted comms. So now I can be given those squadrons commands at much farther ranges. And I also want to increase my squadron value by 1 because we are going to run a lot of squadrons. When we're running TIE fighters, we can get a pretty good amount of squadrons in there. Now, for my weapons team, I'm going to be running flight controllers because if I do go up against a more stronger squadron heavy build, if I go up against 133, 134 points of opposing squadrons, I'm going to have a hard time chewing through those. So flight controllers is going to help me try and do that. For my squadrons, I am going to make this real simple. It's going to mostly be TIE fighters, but not all. I'm going to run 6 TIE fighters. And I'm going to run 2 interceptors. Interceptors are good too with the counter. I really do like their counter, and that gives me some hard hitters. And the interceptors are real nice, but they can die pretty quickly, and I get that. They've got counter though, and counter will be nice with that. Now, one of the things you'll notice that I'm not running intel, and one of the things that I'm going to do to balance that out a little bit is I'm going to put Chironel in here. And that's kind of one of the reasons. I mean, he's one of my favorite officers when you're not running heavy because he still lets you move them as though they're not engaged. But it's when you run a squadron command. So this is one of those reasons and this is where it all works together here, because now I'm being really efficient with the few squadrons I do have. I mean, 8's not few. Eight's a good number of squadrons. It's certainly way more than I usually run. But it's a good, respectable number of squadrons. And if they can do some damage, then they're going to do some great damage. So that's awesome. Now, they're going to be capped at speed, too. There's other things that you can do to potentially increase that speed a little bit. If you put him on a different ship that maybe gets some kind of title that boosts speed of squadrons that you activate, But in this case, we just want them to be able to get out of being engaged if they need to and take shots on enemy ships, so we can start spending those braces and getting rid of defense tokens so that the rest of our fleet can fire, because we are going to have a little bit of shootiness in the ships. But since we do have 8 squadrons, we may be only running 5 here, right? We may not be doing quite all that much. I'm going to add a couple of Gazantes because we need some activations. We want to keep the Quasar safe. So I'm going to run 2 Gazantes. The first one, I'm going to have Darth Vader on there because I am going to have some shooty ships. And then Darth Vader's just great. And then I'm going to put Comsnet on the other Gazanti. Now, I recognize that I could totally drop one of these Gazantes. I could put the Comsnet on the same one as Darth Vader and free up, 23 more points for squadrons. Could totally do that. Problem is, I'm trying to find that blend here, right? So that's and if I was going for more of a max squadron build, that's obviously something that I would do. That would put me closer to 100, well, not quite there, but that would be certainly closer. That would put me at 93 if I did that. So at this point, I've got 3, and also this is also good for deployments too. This allows me to deploy the Quasar very safe. It allows me to deploy my shooty ships much later because now I can do Gazanti, and then 8 squadrons, and then my flagship, and then my attack ships, because I'm going to have 2 attack ships. Now the first one is going to be an Architins, and of course I do like the Architins, and I'm going to put Nita on this one because, hey, I've got Darth Vader around. So Nita's a really good person. His value has gone up quite a bit with Darth Vader because Nita does something at the start of the first round, and then he does nothing for the rest of the game. So he's perfect to be choked out. But I am going to give this one Turbo Laser Reroute Circuits. It's just going to be really good in this fleet because that double is not going to be braced, right? If I can get my squadrons to start attacking their Star Destroyer or whatever, their Mon Calamari ships and getting rid of those braces, that double is going to be way more powerful. And I can do that without much risk of losing it since I've got the double evades now. So that's a fun one. I don't usually run a single Architins. I usually like to run Architins in swarms, but a single Architins here does pretty much fit the bill. And now for the victory, I'm going to add a victory 1. Now this is my main puncher here. This is my main puncher. This is the one reason why I really want to have high deployment count, because I want this one to end up in a position where they can do some crazy stuff. Because this one is going to be a fast, speedy victory. This one's going to have Harrow. Harrow is so cool. I absolutely love the Harrow title. And of course, we're going to give this one engine techs. So, of course, making it even faster. And, oh, by the way, we're going to give Admiral Ozzel to this one, making it even faster. It's just becoming one of the fastest ships in the game. And we're going to do some nasty stuff with this one. One of the things I'm going to do here is I'm going to give this one expanded launchers, increasing that front battery by 2 black dice. So we're going to have 5 black dice and 3 red dice in the front. We're going to have Vader in this fleet also, who can happily choke out Ozzel if we need to. But I'm going to be fishing for the perfect storm here. And if my squadrons can get up in there and take away your brace and I can roll in, that's why I'm not going with a black crit, because I'm hoping that I can take away your brace and then... My goodness, this is just saying it out loud. It sounds really fun. So I'm going to put Ordnance Experts on there so I get the reroll with the black dice. You got Vader for that time where I really need, to maximize my black damage, and my red damage for that matter too. So Vader's going to be choking out Ozzel, no problem here. We have got a really nice set of stuff here, and we're going to also put, just for that, because it may not always work out the way we want, and I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket. I'm going to put H9s on here also. So if I do get that red hit and I maybe I haven't gotten their brace, or I'm going up against somebody with double brace or something like that, we can force the accuracy. H9s is real good on a ship that I'm putting this much dice into. I don't want to end up like, oh, I've got to kill this flotilla with Bomber Command Center on it. But I rolled, everything was double damage, but no accuracies. So yeah, you got to have H9 on there just for the chance of that happening. And that just makes me a lot more flexible because I don't have to go the same direction as the squadrons. I can go a different direction if I need to. Now, this is going to be a highly mobile ship. I am at 398 right here. So this is This is really, really fun. I'm going to have a blast, an absolute blast with a fleet like this. The Quasar is going to be able to stay very, very far back. We're gonna have so much fun. Now, as far as objectives go, I'm really tempted to put advanced gunnery here, just so that Harrow can shoot twice out of that front arc if we happen to get there. Oh my goodness, because if I'm second player, I'm gonna have 5 activations. Isn't bad. I have a pretty good chance of being able to kind of park in a place that like kind of asking you to come to me. I don't know, that one's risky because I kind of want first player here, and so I could see maybe dropping some other things to try and have more of a bid for first player. But this is a fun list. We're trying a proof of concept. So I could also see maybe running opening salvo with something like that, because even the Gazantes get a chance to shoot, and when they shoot, it's going to be much, much nicer. So that's something to keep in mind. But I think for funds factors, I'll go with advanced gunnery here. But I mean, there's really not much of a bad options. But yeah, we'll go. As a matter of fact, most wanted. You know what? No, I've got the 2 Gazantes. We're gonna go with most wanted. Yes, and most wanted is gonna allow me to get double points on one of their ships, and I can kind of go all in on one of their ships if I send all the squadrons and the victory. And I've got that Architins for cleanup duty, right? I can save the Architins for last when I need, like, I got you down to 1, but all your tokens are spent now. There goes the Architins, right? So really fun there, and so I like that. I like that a lot. All right, so we're on the yellow. I'll be honest with you, like, some of the new ones I haven't had as much experience with, so you guys might differ from me, because I will admit I am become a creature of habit with a lot of the objectives, and I keep going back to picking some of the same ones often. And in this case, I feel like I don't want to do one of my favorite ones, is just fleet ambush, because that's going to hurt me because I have so many squadrons. So fighter ambush is a possibility in this case. I kind of like that idea. I might find myself out of range with the Quasar. And so, like, if my opponent's heavy in squadrons, that one could tie my guys up quite a bit, and I might be kind of screwed. So I'm not going to go with fighter ambush. I would need to have some jump masters in there, I think, for that. I really do like the idea of fire lanes, especially with this victory, because I know right where you have to go, and that sounds really, really fun. But yeah, so I'm gonna go with fire lanes. Nobody ever picks fire lanes anyway, so that's just all the more reason to go for it. And then for navigation, I think I just want to go with. Normally I'd go Solar Corona, but in this case, superior positions sounds like a fantastic option, because I do have a good squadron contingent, and I can score up a lot more extra bonus points with superior positions. And that's the build, guys. I would love to hear what you guys think. If you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and let me know what you think down in the description below. Be sure to check out Ryan Kingston's Fleet Builder. It's awesome, and it's definitely my favorite Armada Fleet Builder. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you enter and leave a comment for that giveaway coming this weekend. All right, guys, I will talk to you guys later. I want to thank you so much for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me. And thank you, my patrons, for your continued support. You guys help make this all possible. Thank you so much. And as always, have a great day.